I'm 60 and I avoid people now. Here's why. Hello, friends. Turning 60 is a big milestone, one I never thought would come so fast. One moment, you're young and full of energy, making plans for the future. The next, you wake up in a body that feels different every day, carrying memories that span decades. As life changes, priorities shift. And as I've grown older, I've noticed something surprising. I've started avoiding people. This wasn't always the case. I used to be very social, always surrounded by friends and family, attending events, and helping out wherever I could. But over time, something changed. Community and being that person everyone could rely on used to be a big part of my life. But somewhere along the way, something changed. At first, I thought it was just me. But now, I realize many people feel the same way as they get older. Let me explain why. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Time feels more precious than ever. At 60, I think about time in ways I never did before. It's not just about the ticking clock or turning calendar pages, it's about how I choose to spend my days. Undeniable realization that time is finite. When I was younger, time felt abundant, like an endless river flowing toward an unknowable horizon. I wasted it freely, believing there would always be more, hours spent on idle chatter, relationships that went nowhere, and tasks that brought little joy or meaning. They seemed inconsequential then, but now, every moment feels like a gift, and I don't want to squander it. Time isn't just a measurement anymore, it's a companion, sometimes kind, sometimes harsh, always reminding me to cherish what I have left. It's in the quiet mornings when I sip my coffee and watch the sunrise, savoring the warmth of the cup in my hands. It's in the afternoons when I take long walks, feeling the crunch of leaves underfoot, grateful for the strength still left in my legs. And it's in the evening, sitting in my favorite chair, reflecting on memories of a life well lived. I used to fill my time with people and activities, thinking that the more I did, the fuller my life would feel. But I've learned that the opposite is true. It's not about how much you do or how many people you surround yourself with. It's about the quality of those experiences and relationships. Now I choose carefully where and with whom I spend my time. I'd rather have a quiet conversation with someone who truly understands me than attend a crowded gathering where I feel like a stranger in a sea of faces. The truth is, I've become fiercely protective of my time because I've realized how irreplaceable it is. When you're young, you think there's always tomorrow to fix a mistake, rekindle a friendship, or chase a dream. But as you age, you understand that there are fewer tomorrows than you'd like to admit. This doesn't make me sad, it makes me intentional. I don't waste hours on meaningless drama, shallow conversations, or obligations that don't align with my values. Instead, I pour my time into what truly matters: my health, my passions, and the people who bring light into my life. There's a profound peace in this shift. I've stopped feeling guilty about saying no to things that don't serve me. I no longer feel the need to explain myself when I choose solitude over socializing. It's not that I don't value relationships. In fact, I value them more than ever, but my focus has changed. I want my connections to be genuine, my conversations to be meaningful, and my days to feel full, not just busy. Time, at this stage in life, is also about letting go of regrets over wasted moments, letting go of grudges that once seemed important, and letting go of the need to do it all. I've learned that it's okay to slow down and simply be. There's no rush anymore, no race to the finish line. The best moments aren't in grand achievements, but in the small, quiet joys: a favorite song, a warm breeze, a heartfelt laugh. So yes, time feels more precious than ever, but it also feels richer. I've stopped chasing it and started savoring it, and in doing so, I've found a kind of contentment I never knew was possible. At 60, I don't want to waste a single moment, not because I'm afraid of running out, but because I finally understand what a gift it truly is. Two relationships change, and so do we. As the years pass, relationships transform in ways you might never anticipate. Some grow stronger, deepened by shared memories and mutual understanding, while others fade quietly, like a book you've put down and never picked up again. At 60, I've come to accept that not all relationships are meant to last forever. And that's okay. What I've learned is that the people who remain in your life during this stage are often the ones who truly matter. When I was younger, relationships were everything. I surrounded myself with friends, colleagues, neighbors, and acquaintances, always trying to maintain connections and be part of something larger. I was the person who remembered every birthday, showed up for every event, and tried to keep everyone happy. But over time, I realized how much energy it took to maintain relationships that didn't always nurture me in return. Life has a way of naturally pruning the branches of your social tree. People move away, get busy, or change in ways that make it hard to stay connected. Some relationships end with heartbreak, others simply with time. I used to take these losses personally, wondering what I could have done differently to hold on. Now I understand that life's journey pulls us all in different directions. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and recognizing which has brought me a sense of peace. But it's not just others who change, we change too. I'm not the same person I was at 40 or even 60. My priorities have shifted. I value simplicity, kindness, and authenticity more than ever before. I don't have the patience for drama or relationships that feel one-sided. I used to think being there for everyone made me a good friend or family member, but I realized that true relationships are reciprocal. They don't drain you, they fill you. Some of the most profound lessons I've learned about relationships have come through heartache, trust broken by people I cared about, loyalty that wasn't returned, or kindness that was taken for granted. All of these experiences left scars, but they also taught me how to set boundaries, how to recognize red flags, and most importantly, how to value my own well-being. Now, I give my time and energy to people who lift me up, not those who weigh me down. And yet, even with these lessons, I sometimes feel a pang of nostalgia for the relationships that have faded. A friend who was once like a sibling, but whom I haven't spoken to in years, a family member whose life has taken a different path. It's bittersweet to look back on those connections, but I've come to appreciate them for what they were, precious moments in time that helped shape me into who I am today. Trust becomes more complicated the older you get. As you grow older, you realize how fragile trust can be. In my younger years, I trusted easily, believing in the goodness of others. But life has a way of teaching you caution. Betrayal has shown me that trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. Now, at 70, I'm far more selective about who I let into my life. It's not bitterness, but experience that has shaped me. Over the years, I've been let down by people I never expected to hurt me, a friend who cared more about what I could do for them than who I was, a business partner who put their own gain above our shared vision, and even family members who distanced themselves in ways I still don't fully understand. These experiences taught me to approach new relationships with caution. When someone new enters my life, my first instinct isn't excitement, but suspicion. I wonder, what do they want? What's their motive? It's not a mindset I enjoy, but one born from necessity. However, I've learned that trust is also about trusting yourself, your instincts, your ability to walk away from toxic people, and to protect your heart. It's okay to keep your distance when needed. Still, trust isn't all bad. I've met people in recent years who have restored my faith in humanity, a kind stranger who helped me when I dropped something at the store, a neighbor who checks in during bad weather. These moments remind me that while trust may be harder to give now, it's not impossible. At this stage in life, I've accepted that trust is a delicate balance. It's not about building walls too high to climb, but creating gates strong enough to keep out harm, yet open enough to let in love, kindness, and connection. At 60, relationships and trust have become simpler in their complexity. I cherish the few people I trust wholeheartedly and maintain firm boundaries with those who haven't earned it. While I may never trust as easily as I once did, I now value the relationships I do have even more deeply. At 60, that feels like a gift worth treasuring. The world feels different now, and not just because of the pace of life, but in how we interact with one another. I grew up in a time when neighbors were like extended family. We knew each other by name, stopped by unannounced, and helped without being asked. Families gathered not out of obligation, but out of love and joy. Those relationships had an ease to them, a sense of belonging that didn't require constant effort. Now, everyone seems so busy chasing success or just keeping up with modern life. People don't visit like they used to, and conversations feel rushed, as if we're racing against time. Even within families, connections can feel stretched thin by both physical and emotional distance. Technology, for all its benefits, has played a role in this shift. While I'm grateful for the ability to stay in touch through video calls and social media, I can't help but feel that these screens have created barriers. There's something irreplaceable about sitting across from someone, hearing the nuances in their voice, and feeling the warmth of their presence. The constant stream of notifications can make it all feel overwhelming. The world today feels noisier yet lonelier. At times, I long to step away from it all, turn off the phone, and retreat into the quiet of my own thoughts. The values I was taught, honesty, kindness, and community, seem harder to find amidst the noise of self-promotion and competition. While I recognize the past wasn't perfect, I miss the depth of genuine human connection. Relationships felt grounded, less transactional, and time spent together was truly precious. Yet, I understand nostalgia can sometimes cloud reality. Life has never been flawless, and each era has its challenges. But as the world moves on, I retreat not out of bitterness, but out of a desire to preserve what still feels real and meaningful to me. In my younger years, I equated solitude with loneliness, fearing time alone. But at 60, I've learned that solitude isn't something to fear, it's something to cherish. There's a profound difference between being alone and being lonely. Loneliness is an emptiness, while solitude is a quiet contentment. Some of my happiest moments now come from simply being still, watching birds, feeling the sun, or hearing the crackle of a fire. These moments fill me with peace that no crowded room can offer. Solitude has given me space to reflect. I revisit memories not with regret, but with gratitude for the experiences that shaped me. It's allowed me to make peace with what I once didn't understand. This doesn't mean I've cut myself off from the world. I still cherish time with my grandchildren, catching up with old friends, and engaging in causes I care about. But these connections feel more meaningful now. At 60, I've learned that solitude isn't loneliness, it's strength. It's a choice to step away from the noise, protect my peace, and focus on what truly matters. Solitude has taught me to love myself in a way no external validation ever could. It's shown me that my worth isn't tied to how many people surround me, but in quiet moments when I realize I'm enough just as I am. I've also come to appreciate the relationships that remain. When I do spend time with others, I'm fully present, savoring each moment without distraction. These relationships are a choice, not an obligation. I no longer feel the need to say yes to every invitation or maintain connections that drain me. Avoiding people now isn't about bitterness, but peace. After 7 decades of giving, learning, and sometimes hurting, I've learned that not every relationship is meant to last. I used to put others first, often without expecting much in return, but life taught me to recognize where my boundaries should be. I've been let down by those I trusted and drained by relationships that took more than they gave. Now, I protect my well-being. I avoid toxic relationships, people who bring drama or only take, and situations that make me feel less than who I am. That doesn't mean I've closed myself off. I still cherish the connections that truly matter, those with friends and family who have stood the test of time. These are the relationships I nurture with all my love. At this stage of life, I've stopped casting a wide net. A smaller, deeper circle is more than enough. Avoiding people has allowed me to appreciate them more when I do choose to spend time with them. The conversations are richer, and the moments more meaningful because they are chosen, not forced. Does this sound familiar? I often wonder if others my age feel the same way. Do the disappointments and betrayals of life make us more selective, guarding our hearts more closely, prioritizing peace above all else? Looking back, I spent much of my younger life trying to meet others' expectations, wanting to be everything to everyone. But as the years went by, I realized how exhausting that was. Now, I no longer apologize for protecting my time or for choosing solitude over socializing. I've stopped wondering if something's wrong with me for needing space to reflect and just be. If you're in your 60s or beyond, maybe you've started to make similar choices. Perhaps you've pulled away from relationships that no longer serve you or situations that leave you feeling drained instead of fulfilled. It's not an easy transition, but it's one about shedding what no longer fits and creating space for peace, joy, and what truly matters. If this resonates with you, you're not alone. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to this phase of life. Some thrive in big social circles, and that's wonderful for them. But if, like me, you find comfort in solitude and smaller, deeper connections, that's just as valid. At 60, I've learned it's okay to let go of what no longer serves me, to prioritize my peace, and to live life on my own terms. In doing so, I've found a freedom I never knew existed, the freedom to be unapologetically myself. So, if you find yourself pulling away or choosing solitude more often, don't see it as a loss, see it as a gain. It's a gift to carve out a life that feels right for you, even if it looks different from what others expect. Here's to this chapter of life. At 70, I've come to see life not as a series of endings, but beginnings. Each stage brings new lessons and beauty, and this chapter is no different. It's a time of quiet simplicity and deeper reflection, where I embrace who I've become and let go of what no longer matters. In youth, there's an urgency to do more, achieve more, and be more. But with age, that restlessness fades. I stop chasing what's ahead and begin appreciating what's here. It's about savoring small moments, the morning light, the laughter of a grandchild, a loved one's embrace. At 60, I look back with gratitude, not regret. Every triumph, mistake, and heartbreak has shaped me. But this chapter is also about looking forward with quiet excitement, exploring new hobbies, nurturing a garden, and simply being still. I've found freedom in letting go of expectations, both from others and myself. No longer do I need to prove anything. I've embraced the idea that simply being is enough. This chapter has taught me the power of saying no to obligations, draining relationships, and pressures to please everyone. It's created space for peace, love, and connection. A kind of courage comes with aging, the courage to live authentically and unapologetically. I no longer fear judgment. At 60, I've earned the right to prioritize my well-being, speak my truth, and live life on my terms. At 60, I've learned that life is about the small, meaningful moments, the relationships, the peace within, and the joy and simplicity. It's about gratitude for the life I've lived, the people I've loved, and the lessons learned. Embracing this chapter means accepting the past without clinging to it, living fully in the present, and facing the future with hope. It's not about big milestones, but the quiet strength to keep going even in moments of loneliness. This chapter may look different, but it feels the most authentic, honest, and peaceful. It's about celebrating possibilities, honoring my journey, and living unapologetically. At 60, I've come to realize that life is about the quality of moments and connections, not how much you do or have. I've found joy in simplicity, strength in solitude, and fulfillment in focusing on what truly matters. Choosing solitude isn't bitterness, it's protecting my peace. If you're on a similar path, remember, it's okay to choose what feels right for you. Here's to living authentically, savoring every moment, and embracing this chapter with gratitude. Thank you for being part of this journey. Share one thing you've learned, and let's support each other in living fully and authentically. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content.